What games are on Ouya? Towerfall was originally on Ouya. A lot of the best games that were on Ouya eventually moved over to other places because the Ouya was a failure. There's a frog game. I'm forgetting the name of it. It was kind of like Goat Simulator. Before Goat Simulator was a thing. Not Frogger. No, not Frogger. It was similar to Goat Simulator. You'd like jump high up in the air as a frog, and I think that's like farting frogs. It wasn't the title of the game, but there's some neat stuff. Nope, not Battletoads. You're talking about all these games that are not original IPs. Amazing Frog. There you go. Yep, the Amazing Frog. Hey, Casino Coin. Thank you. I just had to mercy kill a run. But that was okay, because I wasn't really happy with how that went. TBH. Had a horrible Ocelot unit, and then the end sealed the deal. It's the HD version on Vita. That version is cool if you want to play this game portably and you don't want to play the 3DS version, but not so great for speedrunning. Yep, HD collection, but it runs at a lower frame rate and lower resolution, etc. Same with MGS2. It's the HD version. It's just like a conversion thing. You have a Vita? You have a Vita? Neat. I do not have a Vita. I do have a PS TV. I mean, yeah. Just because you have to modify your Vita to get HDMI out, so you can capture easily. It's just way more convenient. Though, you know, Vita is cool. Sony just kind of gave up on the Vita. Handheld console gaming in that way is kind of, well, I guess the Switch, but Switch is weird. Handheld gaming is in a weird place. Nah. The money is really in the mobile market, not discrete gaming systems. Yeah, you could do that for sure. It's better than trying to do it on a PSP. On PSP, you could, but you have to modify the control set for it to really function. But there's enough buttons that you could do it. But you'd have to sacrifice strafing, I think. Well, the PS Vita had there's like a phone plan that you could do with the PS Vita. They did that. Does the Vita have 2 shoulder buttons, though? Or can you use the analog stick? Or does it only have 1 shoulder button per side? Oh, it doesn't. Okay. You're running into the same problem. I don't know if adjusting the camera is really reducing lag there. Yeah, you either have to sacrifice... Well, you'd have to, like, set up aim on some weird button, or you'd have to sacrifice strafing entirely. Which, I definitely want quick turning for out-of-bounds setup. I'll say that much. You kind of want that. Plywood? It's not that kind of room. This is so goofy. Okay, all these schmucks should be dead, please. Thank you. Alright. Well, fortunately I brain farted, but that was a better Ocelot fight. It may look like I'm losing time, but on my PB I didn't do that menu there. I don't get your joke. Why would I be logwood? I don't understand. Big boss. What? Log is bigger than ply. I'm sorry, Snake. Something got lost in translation there. Your boy doesn't understand. I need more smarts to get that one. Yeah. No one follows. But hey, I appreciate the effort. You know, some of us are scared of telling jokes, so good job trying. Everyone give him a single clap. 2 plywood. And we want all the ply. All those plies. Multi-plywood. Multi-playwood. This is bad. Why? Ugh. It's because I'm mistiming something or God knows. Oh, plywood, you're supposed to shoot a little bit later and throw the stun a little bit later. Well, I was supposed to save time on that split. But I didn't. So there you go. But this is still better pace than last time, so. Clearly my early game is kind of bad. Fly like an eagle. Future time save. Well, here's the tricky thing though. Once I get the time I'm going for, I'm kind of done doing this VE stuff. Be pretty satisfied with it. But yes, future time save. Potentially. I'm pretty satisfied with the work I've put into VE at this point. It's just a matter of applying it in a fairly decent run. That's all. And then creating some materials for others if they're interested. Because it is a fun run. It just gets hard once you're, you know, going this hard. Cool. Oh. Never goes right in a run, dude. Never goes right in a run. Just Apache, make sure you get 12s. Get the glory times that you want. This is kind of pathetic, man. It's so dumb that like I'm consistently, even though I've come up with better things, I'm still like 13 seconds behind new game. It's just goofy, man. Applying. There you go. All my time save is early game, Apache. So if I'm not saving time at this point, I am now reliant. I'm completely reliant on the end. You know, that's just the annoyance because, like, if I'm not on a good pace out of the end, I'm in trouble. You know, I got 3-shot Shagohod. So, and I'm not likely to get that again, so I'm going to lose 10 seconds there. So on the balance, I need to be like 30 seconds ahead going into Shago, or else I'm in kind of shit. Well, because I get it in practice, that's why it annoys me. I'll get it fine in practice, and then the run happens and I still can't get the pain. That's why. That's why it's annoying. I know I'm capable of it. Okay. I need to look at that roll more closely, because I feel like that might be I'm rolling too early. Hard to judge. Here's the host, Metza. Vroom. Thanks for the host, Arlian. How's Persona 3? That shot, man. Nice. Good stuff. Way harder than P5. I knew it. I knew it. Tyler got on my butt because I was like, yeah, P5 is the simple, like they made it easier and more approachable. Like, I'm pretty sure it's true. I knew it. I think the deeper you go into Persona, the harder it gets. I'm at the door. Let me in. You would not go. Never got all the way through them to know if P1 is easier or harder. Dude. I gotta practice like that door. I'm just missing it every time. I was trying to go through the line, quote unquote, but I don't think I know what the line really is. Oh yeah. I would not say that more accessible equals bad. Not at all. There's games for all kinds. I mean, I played through Kirby's Epic Yarn, not on stream, but Daly and I played it, and that game, you literally can't even die. Like, you lose gems, which is the currency in the game, but you can't die. There's no HP bar. Like, you lose gems, and those gems are for what is essentially side quests, where there's this yarn dude who has an apartment complex, and you can buy more floors for more tenants, and those tenants will play games with you, like, that are like basically trials for the various stages. You can buy stuff for your apartment, but all this is completely optional. You don't have to do any of this. So, like, I'm talking about Kirby's Epic Yarn. So, definitely not Metal Gear Solid. I'm talking about accessibility. So anyways, whenever you like fall down a pit or you get hit by a boss, it pretty much, like, to the core of the game, like beating the game and seeing the credits, it makes no difference. It literally makes no difference. You don't have to do any of the stuff with the apartment or anything like that. Which, you know, it definitely makes the game accessible. But it also, like, completely defangs any tension when it comes to boss fights. But, you know, makes the game chill. There's nothing wrong with that, per se. No, I don't have Monster Hunter World. Never really interests me. Okay. All right, we have a run. Quit the box, buddy. Thank you. Me too, Phantom Hawk. Phantom Fox Sound. I was about to say Hawks found. Phantom Hawks found. What's in the box? Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel, Aurelian. Like, Monster Hunter is massive in Japan. Monster Hunter World was, like, the first one that, like, really, like, seemed to, like, strike a nerve with people in the West. But, like, it just feels overwhelming as a game when I look at it. It just feels overwhelming. Well, the thing is, though, there's different kinds of grinds, right? I mean, a lot of different games have grind in them, but what kind of grind are we talking about? And what's the gameplay as well with the grind? That can change things up, you know? Basically, the deal is with me and like looking at Monster Hunter World, it doesn't pull me, and so I would have no motivation to really play the game. It kind of reminds me of an MMO in a way. You know, like taking on like a big enemy, big boss, and fighting it, yada yada. There's that time save. I don't think that... I feel like rolling is better, dude. The similarities between Raiden and Gray Fox. Well, Raiden becomes like Gray Fox 2.0 after MGS2. Boom, boom, boom. In MGS2, Raiden really wasn't Gray Fox. He was like Solid Snake. But after MGS2, he became more like Gray Fox. Which the game reminds you quite a bit. Okay, okay. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. Gray Goose. Oh, go, go, go. I gotta try Rising. Dive, dive, dive. Also, Persona 3 has like two very distinct versions of the game. There's the PSP version and the PS2 version, and the gameplay's a bit different between the two. Ryan's like a platinum blonde. His hair became silvery in like 4, but he is definitely blonde in MGS2. It's not gray. They made the character more like Gray Fox. Because I believe in the PSP version of Persona 3, you can control your characters, but in PS2 Persona 3, you can't. Also, I think the art style's a bit different. Raiden is liquid. Yes. Obviously, Raiden is liquid. All we do is talk about superficial stuff, you know? You, like, give commands, right? Alright, that was a good Fury. I needed that. We'll see. Endgame is really important. The bulk of it is at the end, though. Nice, I got the roll. Ah! The Ply Fury. Dude, screw that boss. Huh! That boss is rough. Like the last time I did an attempt, he flew up to the catwalk that you start at before you roll down. He went up there, which I know he can do, but it's so annoying. He just flew up there immediately, and at that point you're in the doo-doo, because it's like, oh great. He's way off there. No, I did this last time, not the tuxedo. Whoop, where's the mask? Oh my god, this is such a... I just, like, didn't activate the mask. I just, like, exited out of it. Wow. What a mess. That was too early. Blah. My party member got countered by a 10% reflect chance, decided to stop attacking for the rest of the fight. It sounds like the P3 system is kind of bad. Is that the sense I'm getting here? It's not that good. Not gonna lie, kinda is. That's what it sounded like to me. Like I shouldn't even play P3. If I'm gonna play P3, I should play the PSP one. I love that little giggle he does. Looks like he's dead. Shinaka.
さて、お前はもっと楽しませてくれるんだろうな。その前に体を改めさせてもらおうか。綺麗な体だな。無垢な子供のようだ。
But not for long.
だがそれも今日までだ。
Well then, let's get started.
始めるとしようか。お前の狙いは何だ。シャゴホットか。ソコロフか。それともイサンか。いい。貴様の仲間は。誰が手引きしている。
Visual novel controls. Interesting. That doesn't bother me so much because I've played Soul Hackers, which is the same deal. It's all menu based. Looking up in the camera, like I flick the camera up because that makes that guard like back up, which means he doesn't hit me. It's good. Did the alarm yelling is the best.
100 bonus 10 more.
Everyone loves the alarm yelling. It's the best, man. I do that a little too well. What do you mean too well? How can you do something too well? Like you're showing off? You could hear it in the distance. Ah. Brother, it's been too long. Yay! Boo! This section sucks. I mean, really, if I were to play another Megami Tensei game, I should finish Tokyo Mirage Sessions. His stomach growling is irritating. You should see European Extreme. Half the run, your stomach is growling. The only thing that annoyed me about Tokyo Mirage Sessions, sometimes the animations were a bit too long for my liking. But it's a fun game. Tyler's gonna pick it up for Switch because it's getting ported to Switch, which is good. Like the game, like there's gamepad functionality, but it doesn't really need it. It's from the menuing. Menuing was quite bad. I think you should roll there. And now the Wii U exclusives are like HD, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker, Super Mario 3D Land. Ah! I feel like rolling there might make that less likely to happen. Zombie U, because honestly, Zombie U was designed around the Wii U gamepad. Pikmin 3. And Wonderful 101. Bayonetta 2's on Switch. Tokyo Mirage is coming to Switch. Obviously, Breath of the Wild's on Switch. Switch has some, like, I think the Switch has some really good software. Like, the software lineup on Switch has only gotten better and better. Like, it's all about the software at the end of the day. Even though, like, I don't want to bite the bullet because, like, I still feel like they're going to do a Switch Pro or something and they're just going to, you know, juice it up a bit. It needs some juicing, man. It needs some juicing. Yeah, I got the Wonderful 101. It's sitting over there. I like Platinum games, so. Switch with the camera. Please no. Is the stream actually... Am I echoing? Am I actually echoing on stream? Or are you echoing? Like, I would definitely play Odyssey. I mean, Breath of the Wild I'm less interested in, but Odyssey for sure. I like Mario, man. I mean, as much as I joke around about Mario, like, Mario's just satisfying to play. That's why people love Mario. It's such a fun... I like platformers. Oh, HD Sunshine would be interesting. Or if they said, we're not making... I think they're making Odyssey 2, but if they decided to do Sunshine 2, that'd be interesting. Wah. I know, I feel like the GameCube controller is very polarizing, but in a different way from the N64 controller. I think the general consensus is that the N64 controller is a bad controller. Like, it's got some neat stuff to the controller, like the analog stick is cool, especially at the time, like it was really something interesting, especially with how like the range of motion of that analog stick. But the Trident design, it's an interesting concept because you can, you know, have different gameplay styles, but it's also just like bizarre. It's bizarre. You don't need to kill these guys, but I will. GameCube controller, though, I have a real soft spot for that controller. And I think part of it is just because I have small hands. I think the controller is better if you have small hands. If you have big hands, it's not as good. Now, that is not to say the GameCube controller is perfect. Far from it. It should have 2 Z buttons. The D-pad should not be that small. And the C-stick is kind of whatever, honestly. But I love how it feels in my hands. I like the triggers. I like the buttons. I like the analog stick. I like the notches. But I get why people don't like the GameCube controller. I totally understand. I totally get it. But if we're comparing, we love the noises. That's right. We love the trigger noises. But you compare the GameCube controller to the Duke. The Duke is a lot worse, for instance. The Xbox Duke controller. That thing hurts my hands. That thing hurts my hands. The Xbox S controller is better. Doesn't hurt my hands quite as much. No. Ugh. Whoopsies. But GoldenEye is just bizarre. I mean, you could use 2 controllers for that game if you want. You could do a dual analog setup. So strange, man. That game is so strange. I will play it again on stream, but that game obviously did not age super well because it's just archaic. And not in a super charming way. But there's some cool concepts to that game. Yeah, most games you only ever need to hold 2 prongs. Like, that's the idea. A few games you hold the left and right prongs, but most games you hold the middle and the right. That guy flew, dude. I really do like this controller, though. I really do. DualShock is great. I'm gonna... Ah! Go away. I'm like aiming poorly. I don't quite... You gotta like aim in the middle. You don't want to splash onto the treads. Thankfully you don't really need to do max damage on VE. But it's pretty important for normal. And it's harder. Go figure. Run Tokyo Mirage Sessions. That game is a lot shorter. It's a lot shorter. It is. It grows. It's like a bonsai tree. It grows. Really now? If I didn't whiff that shot... I'm losing time. All right, we're not on a sub... I don't think we're on a sub 13 pace now, but... I blame Ocelot in the pain. Bonsai trees are hard to take care of. They have very specific needs, as I understand it. Yeah, so just to give you an idea, and I'm fairly certain Tokyo Mirage on Switch will be shorter. I think. So, new game is about 10 hours, 8 hours. Let's call it 10. And then new game plus is 2.5. Because you can do new game plus. That's pretty short, man. Well, if you look across RPGs, that's actually kind of a average length. 9 hours. I mean, there's different lengths, but like most of the really popular RPG runs are gonna be about a little under 10. Some games are not. Some games are like, 3 or 5 hours. Typically, they don't go under 3 hours, though, unless it's like a new game plus thing, or it's a really short game, or, crazy skips, that kind of thing. And even with those runs, like, if there's, like, a bunch of crazy skips, there's usually a category that doesn't do that. Like Earthbound, there's a category where you use the skip sandwich to go out of bounds and like run to the end of the game, basically. Or it's not run to, it's either run to the end of the game, or you do a arbitrary code execution and go to the end. Yeah, the stairs glitch. Like, you go straight to the end epilogue sequence. A lot of the length of RPGs isn't the gameplay itself, it's dialogue, cutscenes. Like, if you cut out all the unskippable cutscenes and the dialogue from Parasite Eve, for instance, the run would be, I don't know, an hour shorter or something stupid like that. RPG runs are not for everyone. 230 is fairly reasonable. That's a fairly reasonable length. Well, this run's going fairly well, Ed. I lost sub 12 pace. I don't think this can get sub 13 pace. But this should world record as long as I don't choke at the end. As long as I don't miss the shot. There's a very certain shot I do not want to miss, because if I miss it, I'm losing a lot of time. Always take the shot. Some RPGs are very short, though. Like, the RPG I want to learn soon is Saga Frontier, and most of the stories for that game are under an hour. The stories I'm interested in are like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, around there. So that's a short game. If you did all the stories linked together, though, it's like 8 hours. So then it becomes kind of long. But some of those stories I have no interest in doing. Like, Yes, like Octopath. Octopath definitely takes some inspiration from Saga. Feeder. No, I'm not running Earthbound. I've seen it. It's a fun run to watch, but I have no interest in running that game. Hell no. No, thank you. I'm dropping frames. Oh well. Like, of the Super Nintendo RPGs, the one I would likely run would be Chrono Trigger, and like, I've looked into the run. I've actually done a Magus run, but I feel like it would kind of ruin the game for me. It feels like one of those kinds of situations. Yeah, it's two different types of manips. Granted, Chrono Trigger you can manip like the whole game. Can't manipulate all of Earthbound. Runs are going well, Panzer Deer. This run's looking to be world record. There's just too much RNG in Earthbound for my liking, honestly. It's too much. It seems stressful. I run a lot more chill games overall. In general. Yeah, we totally talked about this. Because Airlian also loves Chrono Trigger. I think I would be more interested in running Chrono Cross, but that game is a lot longer. Granted, I know very little about the Chrono Cross route. Yeah, it doesn't... You would have to do right side end to compensate. Quit complaining. Let's move. RNG is fun, though. To a point, yes. That's the shot you don't want to miss. Done. Yeah, so what you'd have to do, Raichu, is with right side, you have to juggle him as he runs away. It's not fun. It doesn't work super well. Straight up. It just doesn't work very well. Imagine if the game, like, legitimately, rather than like that little cut, it actually cut off half of your vision, like, so you're like this. Because if you do that, you know, you lose a lot. You lose a lot of periphery. You're staring straight forward. You're losing a lot of periphery. I'm not running MGA NG. I don't even know if I'd run MGA1 period. It looks like a chore. New Game Acid 2 though could have some potential though. It will take a smashing Apache to beat this. I'm mashing X. That's the wrong button to mash. Pew. 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 Metal Gear Acid. Oh man, that was so close to a sub 13. That was really close. That was really, really close. That's a good time though. Again, pretty bad start. I mean, this can come down by like 13 seconds. But I didn't get the reshot. That's why I lost 10 seconds. I actually didn't even lose 10 seconds. I lost 8. But it wasn't, you know. That's what ultimately killed sub 13. Also, what kills sub 13 is the phone call. If I was an American, this would be sub 13, I'm pretty sure. But Japanese loses time on the phone call. Could be. Maybe. I don't know. Still a good run. Is it going to be off by 4 seconds, though? We'll see. This is still a good run, and satisfactory. Hello, game. Where did my time go? But they take mine. Oh, I got something in my throat. I need to stay alone. Oh, there's a hole inside my boat. So yeah, that is how you improve a category, folks. Now, I obviously cannot take all the credit. Far from it. I think with some new people coming in, maybe we can find some new stuff. But man, just consider this. consider the following, folks. We have shaved like 5-6 minutes off of very easy. We shaved a nice chunk of time from this category, and that is due to routing and looking at it closely rather than just doing European extreme strats. A very easy game, very easy life. And we have made very easy, very extreme with the introduction of faster strats, unique strats, a lot of cool stuff. You know, again, I don't want to scare people off from the category just because I can get frustrated. It's just that the thing about very easy in MGS2 and MGS3, I'm sure it's the same in MGS4 as well, is that once you have the route down and you have a good idea of what it is, it starts to become a matter of degrees, centimeters. That's the problem. So when little things happen, they matter a lot more. Am I telling you proper routing means lower times? Yes. So I want to give some shout outs here to Apache Smash primarily because he has done a lot of work with VE, whittling it down. I'm sure he's going to get a 112 on New Game Plus as well. Iridescence. I mean, there's been several VE runners before I came on the scene. Raichu's run VE, Iridescence. Mac McD did a couple runs back in the day. So, good stuff. I hope to see more people running this because it's legitimately a fun run and it's nice and easy for the most part. And it's good to see that we've actually optimized it and really took it seriously. It's not just some goofy little thing. People have, a few of us have taken the difficulty seriously and push for something better. And I would say we have gotten to that point, So that's cool. Follow this guy. I think I'm going to take a break from this game. I haven't quite decided yet if I'm going to go up to normal or just take a break. I'm not sure yet. But my efforts with VE I'm happy with where it is. I think there's still stuff to be discovered though. Maybe not so much for very easy. Aside from movement optimizations, which are, just require a lot of work to look into.
私です。
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning to, casino. I have a few ideas.
無事我々
I could learn Ghost Babel VR full game, do a few runs of that.
この資金があれば
I could do
え
a new Metal
え
Gear
現
game.
地を再開できます。
I could do Resident Evil 2, 1998.
中国側には偽のフィルムを使わせました。今頃中国
I would just play Parasite Eve 2 casually.
はい。アメリカ側に戻った資金はまだ半分です。まだ KGB に遺産の一部が。ええ、例の兵器は灰に。そうです。
Well, what?
こちらから持ち込んだデイビー・クロケットでグロズにグラーム・モルトン。ええ、それもザ・ボス。それとグラーニンから面白いものを手に入れました。
I think what I'll do is I'll make some videos for VE for the end and the end,
いえ、スネークの
the end, the new strats for the first visit to Groznygrad.
我々の嘘。ことを荒立てる様子はありません。
No interest, sorry, Snake, in Spider-Man Shattered Dimension.
解除されました。ソ連側も私の正体には気づいていません。
The thing is about me speedrunning,
トリプルクロスであ
I'm
る。
getting a bit more choosy.
引き続き新政権とのコンタクトを続けます。はい。誰も私をアダムだとは気づいていないようです。ええ、そう。
Sort of. CIA.
CIA 長。
Chota. Mic drop. $113.01. Leech. New record, baby. Wabam, wabam, wabam.